If you like gangrene, if you like Kelly Green, there's only one dude, pre- and post-game show host, and the co-host of Birds 365. It is our friend, Big Z, Zander Krause.
What's up, Big Sills? What a great interview by you of Eric Allen, Big Sills. That was really enjoyable to listen to. And Big Sills, I'll give you credit. Somebody in the chat said it, and I was thinking it the whole time, and I've been thinking it for 4 years as I've watched your show for 4 years. People really love talking about this game with you and doing interviews. You can really see it on people when they join your show, how engaged and into the conversation they are and how much they appreciate your knowledge. It's really amazing to watch. You're really a great interviewer. It's always been one of your strong suits, and it's cool to see when you add an Eagle legend to the mix and you see how much they like it too.
Well, the one thing that I do compared to what everyone else does, I listen to the guy. And if the guy says something that's interesting, I expand on his comment on what I said, because then there he's asking me a question.
Yeah, right.
So what we do is we keep it. If it's interesting to him, then it's interesting for us because we want to know about him. People don't want to know about me anymore. They get 4 hours of me 5 days a week. They already know I'm a maniac. All right. They want
people love the Big Soul story still. I know I do, but no, you're right. I mean, it was a great interview though, man. I mean, by the way, yeah.
What about his comments?
We know the reason why EA hasn't gotten into the Hall of Fame, and I thought he said it in a soft kind of way because he, in a respectful type of way. But anybody that's ever talked to Paul Domowitch understands that he doesn't have much passion or vigor or South Philly twang like Eric Allen.
That's my criticism of him.
And I think it's fair. I really do.
He took over the top because of a political thing, and that I posted on a Twitter. And by the way, Paul can say all the things he wants. He doesn't know me from a can of paint, and nor do I. So I don't have anything. I'm Switzerland on him. People have all kinds of opinions on me. Xander, you see it all over the internet. So what happened? By the way, I think he's a great guest on Birds 365. And John
didn't join anymore. He wanted to be paid for his guest segments.
So. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing with him though. I think he's been the number one problem why there have not been more Philadelphia Eagles that have been put into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. It's because his presentation, and I've asked people, you see, Xander, this is how it works. You got a Hall of Fame voter like Armando Salguero, who's down in South Florida, right? Well, he promotes all the Miami Miami Dolphin guys.
That's how it works, right? The guy from each city.
The local guy, there's a designated guy from the Hall of Fame. There's 50 of them that those guys, there's 2 in LA and there's 2 in New York. The big giant markets have 2, right? Well, Paul has done a shitty job at presenting Eric Allen. And like you said, there's the problem right there, is that Paul, again, and he can't go crazy on Paul because why? He needs Paul to sit there and have a little bit more fire. Well, I can promise you fucking this. After this program, I'm going to post that interview and I'm going to tag Paul Domowitch in it and say, get off your ass and get this guy in the Hall of Fame. It's your job to get him in. You failed so far.
You know what's sad, and I'm not trying to take shots at anybody. It's really not what I'm going for. But just listening to you interview Eric, I can feel more passion coming through you, a guy that has no ties to the city of brotherly love, a guy that really, what's it to you other than that you love great football and you've been watching it for 50 years?
My only tie is
Jerome. Feel it through you.
My only tie is through Jerome.
Through, the guy
it's
doing
probably a little more of this too. He played with my best friend. Okay. And one of my best friends loved Eric Allen, Jerome Brown. Okay. So there's probably a little bit more of a tie-in with that. And you're right, Xander. My tie-in with the Eagles is a guy that you put and retired his number, and that's JB. That's my only tie-in and going to Army Navy game.
Well, that's a significant tie-in, so I shouldn't have said none. But you know what I'm saying. You're an outsider.
Absolutely. But as you can see, even – oh, no, I'll tell you what. I'm awake or you. I've grown to love Philly fans more than you know. Look, I'm Switzerland on your team. Okay, I really am. It's one of the benchmark teams of all time. That's why when people come into Philadelphia and pretend that they're Eagle fans, I will never say that. But I'll tell you what I do become. I become fans of your fan base and the fans of this program who span not just in Philly, but across the country here. That's who I'm loyal to. That's why you don't see me on other shows. You only
Eagles
see
fans
me
are the
here.
best in the world. They were a little mad at me today. I tell you what, I was reading the comments on the JAKIB channel before I joined today. Oh, baby, I felt like Big Sills today. I'm getting your Sileo eyes, your little sills, all these
What were you
things I had
getting
an
hammered
issue with
on?
the AJ Brown comment.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, was Philadelphia mad at me today, Big Sills.
One thing Philly does that I fucking hate, though, you know what it is? If you say something critical of somebody, you think you're putting them in a sandbox and it indicts the entire guy. AJ Brown is a spectacular player. And right here, I feel I even have to quantify my fucking take. Hey, he says asshole things sometimes. So what?
Well, I
He's
don't
a
get how more
productive
people
guy.
like, because I mean, you could argue it was 95% of people were like, you're a dumbass. And when 95% of people tell you you're wrong, you start to look and you're like,
No, when
wait a
95% of the
second.
people tell me I'm wrong, I know I'm right.
Well, no. Well, I looked at it and I'm like, it's still a dumb comment. You beat a team by 25 points. And in the very interview after the game, you're talking about targets. Dude, you got 3,000 yards in 2 seasons. You played 3 games out of 6 this year, and you have nearly over 100 in every single one of them, except for the last one where you had 90 and a touchdown. Sit down and shut up. You're going to get your targets like you have for the last 2 years you've been here. It was a stupid comment. Diva Brown,
Absolutely.
baby.
How about the time he spent with us? This guy
Oh,
spent
my
an hour.
God. Yeah, that was cool, man. I almost was about to tell you, man. Keep rolling. I can wait.
Yeah, I probably should have because I think he wanted to continue to go. Anyway, let's get to you here. Jordan Davis a bust.
Boy, he's approaching that territory. I mean,
How about this? Let me rephrase it. Let me rephrase it. Is he a bust as a first rounder?
Definitely. Well, as of right now, 100%. No, 100%. I mean, do I think that there's potentially at some point in the future he can find out a better way to use his power and apply it to the NFL and be a dominant force? Potentially. I'm not going to say that doesn't exist. I do think the dude is a powerful guy, and I think he is built to play the position at a high level. Has he done that? No. And I talked with John about this morning, and, he's like, well, there's so much context. They played a 4-man front all day because the Giants couldn't run the ball and they were playing from behind. So it was easy to get home with a 4-man front. There was no 5-man front. Jordan Davis is a 5-man front player. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, I'm like, all right, well, that's the 13th overall pick. He's not that good. If that's, and that's fine. If that's the line of logic, right? Like that's why he didn't play a lot of snaps. That's fine. But with that also comes the acknowledgement that you failed at drafting a player 13th overall. That was supposed to give you the type of impact a 13th overall player taken should. And Jordan clearly doesn't provide that to this team. Does that mean I think he sucks out loud? No, I don't think he's Jalen Reagor or, one of the all-time busts. I don't think he's that, but he's certainly not a 13th overall pick.
Do you think Jalen Hurts has gotten better in the last year and a half?
No. Last year and a half, no. I think that's the biggest knock on him right now, that even his biggest, supporters are having a hard time coming to grips with. Because and by the way, I'm not a Jalen hater. I view myself as a Jalen supporter.
Question.
No, I view myself as a Jalen supporter. He has not gotten better, really even close to the level of progress you saw with him year to year going up to that.
Can I stop you
he
for
got
a minute?
that. He got paid and he's certainly regressed.
Can I let me stop you here. You make a great point here. The years 21 and 22 was like this, right? And 23 and 24 seem to be this.
Yeah, I don't think they're as downhill as you just made it
look. No. Probably more.
I think here. I think at the start of 23, he came like this, and now he's riding like this. Maybe going a little bit lower.
He's leveling off a little.
I mean, he's leveling off a little. Maybe not with the turnovers.
If he's leveling off, you got a problem.
Oh, yeah. Big problem. Big problem. But that's why I've been advocating for the running game. Everyone's like, oh, John's like, oh, we're not going back to 1975. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Let's not go back to 1975. Can we not be 40 passes a game offense that the owner wants? I mean, build a system around the player. If this is what the player is, and this is our reality as Eagles fans, this is going to be our guy. So for anybody that hates Jalen Hurts, buckle your chin strap and settle in. All right. I mean, he's not going anywhere at least through next season. At least. Absolutely. So you're talking about another 10 games this season and all of next year. He's going to be here. How do we find a way to get as close to winning with that as possible? I mean, we saw it with the guy, right? I mean, I know it's 22 and it now looks like a one-off, but shit, whatever they did that year did work. How can you recreate something to get as close to that form as possible? And then to the other additions to the team, Saquon Barkley, the defense hopefully getting better in the next couple of weeks. Do they make up for, what you lost in an MVP candidate in the quarterback? I think that's got to be the hope at this point, right?
How about this? Somebody brought something up here, and whoever said this, ID yourself here. And I thought it was one of the best comments that I've seen in the last couple months here about Hurts. The less they're asking him to do, the better he is for the offense.
Yeah, and that's where John keeps pushing back on me. He's like, so if you're already at a point where you're looking to remove responsibilities from the quarterback, you might as well start searching the draft. Because if you're already looking to regress at this point, what he does, we're too far gone. So John said, no, John, full disclosure, he says to me, I disagree with you. I think that he can handle it. I don't see it. So that's where I am with Jalen. It's almost, it's that common phrase I've used before. It's like between a rock and a hard place. Where the hell do you go from here? How do you make it work with the player? Because they're
give him less.
Huh?
You make it worse by giving him less. Because it's working when you give him less.
Well, yeah, right. So do you make it better by giving him less, you mean?
You're making your situation by no turnovers. Somebody even brought that up with a question to Nick. The less he does, the better the offense is. They had 14 passing attempts. They dominated a football game. They didn't need him.
Yeah,
dude, they didn't need him to win that game.
Yeah, remember, the Giants' offense, forget their defense for a second. Their offense is so inept that you don't even have to worry about them putting points on the board. So, you're facing Joe Burrow this week. Let's just assume Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins are going to find the end zone 2 or 3 times. All right, that's going to mean you're going to have to put up more points this week.
Oh, they're going to have to this week.
Oh, I know they're going to have to. You could still argue that being a balanced attack would be the best approach, but apparently they don't think that.
You know what? Hey, don't have a common sense to this. How about, what do you make of the bookies having the Bengals favored at 3-4?
Yeah, is that what it is right now?
Yeah, the Bengals are favored 2.5 over the Eagles. So wait a minute. The guys.
Yeah, so what? How does betting work though? You get 3 to be the home team, right? So the Bengals are home. By the way, the Eagles have never won.
You usually get 3. The Bengals are at home, but they're favored by 2.5. The Eagles are getting 2.5.
The Eagles have never won in Cincinnati.
I didn't know that.
They're 0-4-1, I believe.
So what the money
guys, famous tie? They have the famous tie.
The money guys in Atlantic City and in Vegas think a 3-4 team is better than a 4-2 team.
They think it's a push. What's the Bengals record?
3-4.
3-4, and they squeaked by the Browns, who didn't even
know.
But
they almost beat the Ravens, and that's one of the only teams at home with the Ravens this year, along with the Chiefs. The Chiefs got the win.
Yeah, it looks to me like Vegas thinks it's a push, right? You got 2.5.
So a 3-4 team, they're looking at it right now going, wait a minute here. We favor the Bengals in this game over the Eagles. I think that number will probably get down to 1. But, man, that's kind of an indictment on who you've played, because if you think about it, the only team that you've played that's worth a shit this year, I think there's 2. Even though the Bucs got ran off the field, they got ran off the field by the best player in the NFL right now. That's Baltimore Ravens and Lamar.
I wouldn't say they got ran off the field. They lost by what, 10 points? And they got ran off the field
by the Bucs.
Oh, the Eagles did. Yeah, I thought you said the Bucs last night.
No. The Bucs. No. I look at that last night. I'm not. That didn't do anything.
No, I think the Bucs are in trouble because there's both. Godwin's out. And Godwin was on a career year, and I don't know, Mike. That looked. Mike Evans is a tough dude.
That's going to be a factor.
You don't see Mike Evans wince in pain very often, and he was in pain. You could see it. So I think that's going to change it up for them. But yeah, look, the Eagles' best win is the Green Bay game, and it was week 1 on a neutral field in Brazil. Obviously, there was problems with the Brazil field. What were the Packers then versus what they are right now, where I think they're now finding their stride a little bit as a young team with a young quarterback. That's our best win. So you could argue we've been blown off the page too. Look, we were just talking about it in the chat because people are like, oh, I'm not ready to give Washington their props. And I'm fine with that thought.
Yeah,
right. Washington hasn't beaten anybody.
I got it.
Okay, so Why are the Eagles back? Because
They're
we beat
not.
the Browns and the Giants? You know what I mean? It's the same logic. So Bird's going to have to win this. I mean, look, they had 2 great wins. You got to build on that. This is not the end. You got to build on that. You got to show that, you're going to continue to do what you have to do to win games.
I think your 2 great wins are Atlanta and Green Bay. I don't think these last 2
No,
games.
I'm saying I'm talking about the trend of the last
Oh,
few.
okay.
You're right. The 2 best wins are definitely. By the way, we lost to Atlanta.
Okay, then was
The Saints, who now
okay. Now they're 2-5. So really, the only
Yeah.
big win you got this year is
It's
Green
Green
Bay.
Bay.
Green
Right, that's
Bay's
what I said.
playing good. Green
Yeah.
Bay's playing good
You
ball.
have 4 wins. You beat the Giants, you beat the Browns, you beat Green Bay, and you beat the Saints. I mean, the only team competent there that's a potential playoff contender is Green Bay.
Yep.
So look, Bird's got to keep stacking right now. This is going to be a big game this week. I'm really curious to see what Vic Fangio is going to do this week because he clearly has it out for the quarterbacks that aren't good, right?
Don't bring pressure.
I know, because Joe Burrow is going to make you pay. And you could see Vic Fangio's scheme versus Watson and versus Daniel Jones was poetic. They had no chance to move the ball on him. I mean, we haven't given up a touchdown in 9 quarters, for crying out loud. Vic Fangio has obviously been dialing up good game plans. That's going to be probably the number one thing to watch because I don't think that Bengals defense is very good.
No, they're not.
They're not at all. So do I expect the Eagles offense to have a good week? I do. I think they're going to have a good week. I think A.J. Brown can stop the crying because he's probably going to get targeted a lot. And I think the real test this week is going to be on the Eagles defense to see how they manage a upper echelon quarterback.
I love this. Look at this. Look at this guy. I think we break the Ravens. Let me tell you something. Derrick Henry's going to break Nakobe Dean over his knee. How about this, man? Last night I'm watching Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, and I'm thinking of Wishbone and Saquon Barkley in Philly. And I'm looking at that going, how come I look at Lamar and I look at Henry and go, I don't know.
Yeah, you want to have this? Should we have this conversation? Because I had it on the after hours of Birds 365 alone today.
Dude, it's not close.
But even right here on this show, we said in the past, and I think I might have said it, and maybe I'll slap myself in the face for this dumbass take. I think I might have said before that Jalen's a better passer than Lamar.
No way.
Not close. It's not close. Did you see that touchdown pass Lamar had last night?
Hey, here's something you have to understand, though, about Lamar, where he's at in his career. He's 1-5 against Mahomes. You got to fucking beat that guy, dude, because all the shit you're doing right now, all the stuff that they're doing right now, he's going to be gauged by one thing. Think about what they did a year ago.
No, you're right, but imagine Jalen Hurts in the AFC.
Oh, he'd be a dog. He'd be Tyrod Taylor. Okay? Do you want?
It's hard for me to criticize. I get it. You're right. You got to beat Mahomes, but I'm not going to take away from Lamar Jackson's abilities and greatness because he hasn't beat Mahomes. Does it lower how great he can be in the final standings when it's all said and done? Absolutely. But to say he's not great because he hasn't beat Mahomes is just foolish. The dude's an unbelievable player. He's honestly playing probably like the best quarterback in the league right now. Maybe second, I'd put him to Josh Allen.
How about this? He's 20-5 in the last year and a half. He's 20. All super chats will be read. Please.
Have you seen the record against him and with him versus the NFC too? Isn't it
23-1?
Yeah, it's insane. I forget exactly what it was, but
or something like also on Monday night he's got 18 touchdowns. And
Michael says Jalen's a better passer. F out of here, fellas. Michael, I'm sorry, dude. I don't think so, man.
As Jalen Hurts will never lead the National Football League in touchdown passes. Lamar has already.
Respect. This guy says, I have an opinion. I stand my ground. I don't follow Zander. Your take is stupid. Respect, Co-Pizzle fan.
That's right. That's why that guy's got 2 MVP awards and has led the NFL in passing touchdowns. And that's why, again, he's going for a back-to-back MVPs. You're right. Jalen's better at nothing that guy does. Nothing. His nickname is Wishbone.
Here's
glorified Wildcat quarterback.
This is Lamar Jackson to me, and then I'll give you Jalen Hurts. Lamar Jackson is a great thrower and an elite athlete and runner.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts is a mediocre thrower of the football and a good runner. A great runner. You can say great athlete.
He can't complete an 8-yard pass with a guy waving at him like he's on a beach at Jones Beach.
Guys, this is
Dude,
a
the guy
losing
was like
argument
this.
versus Big Sills
The
right
guy
now.
was waving like he was on an aircraft carrier. He's over here
Dude,
going like this.
you missed the worst one, dude. It wasn't Saquon. The worst one was Devonta Smith on the 3rd and 3 in the mesh route. Jalen Hurts is over to the left of the pocket, which he rarely gets over, but he's still in his stance.
Over
And
here.
literally right in front
Yep.
of his face is
Yep.
Devonta Smith like this, and
He's
he took a
terrible.
sack.
He can't see shit, man. He is. He's a mediocre quarterback, man. And I'll stand. Watch this. He's a 1-year wonder, man. He hasn't gotten better in a year and a half, and he had a really great year in 22. Other than that, prove it to me, dude. Hey, by the way, like I just said about Lamar. Hey, you want to be elite? Beat the elite guy in the building, KC's guy. You're 1-5 against them. That's also on his ass. I want to ask you a question now about Vic Fangio. Go into his presser here. So what do you make of this when Vic says this? Yeah, Nolan Smith, man, he's continuing to improve. You know, he's not the biggest guy on the planet, but he had a real good power play. Then he was asked about Bryce. He goes, yep, he's in rotation and he's improving. And yeah, then he was asked down here. He goes like this, what do you make of? He goes, yeah, no, he's getting better. And I'm going like this. So wait a minute. A $15 million guy is a rotational piece. And he goes, yeah, you know, he did some good things. He goes, do you see any positives? He goes, yeah, you know, I mean, there were some things that he doesn't think highly of that guy at all.
No, he doesn't. He does not. You know, it's interesting, but look, here's what I'll say. Cause if you want to shit talk the bad, I agree. There's a lot of bad there, especially when you look at some of the draft picks and some of the moves Howie's made on defense. You're potentially looking at right now, to be positive, you're looking at 2 potential defensive rookie of the year players in the last 2 years.
All rookie team.
Well, I mean, Jalen Carter last year could have won it. My point is could have. No, he shouldn't have won it. Well, you can't collapse for 7 weeks.
Dude, he was so far ahead when they changed the coordinator, went to Patricia, it hosed him.
I know. I'm saying that you can't collapse for 7 weeks and try and think you're going to win an award. He collapsed. But my point is the talent is there. And then right now you're seeing it a little bit with Quinyon Mitchell. So those are 2 building block type pieces of a defense that you can build around. A guy in the front and a guy in the secondary that really are showing some big promise. So to take a little bit of the pressure off, or take a little bit of put some ice on the wound or some salt on the wound, if whatever you want to say, of Bryce Huff, I think those dudes are showing a lot right now. But yeah, Bryce Huff, I mean, look, Vic Fangio has been pretty blunt about him from the start still. That was going back to summer. I mean, remember his first comments on him?
Yep.
You made a 4-hour show about it. You were like, what did he just say about the free agent? And everybody called you a hater because it was too early.
That guy has not talked positive about him at all. I mean, no, by the way, Anthony, we'll read your super chat. I promise we'll get to all the super chats. Please hit the like button. I want to go back to Jordan Davis for a second. What do you make of him only getting 12 snaps?
I mean, I think it's pretty clear that they don't believe he's an impact player.
Booker gets more snaps now. Booker got more snaps last week.
Booker had more?
Booker had more snaps.
All right, yo. I think Booker
had more snaps.
You're telling me that Thomas Booker
had more snaps
than the 13th overall draft pick?
Yes.
All right, see, which way do I want to go here, right? Because in the back of my mind, I can hear John. You're not adding the context. 4-man front. Okay, I get it. But, dude, he's a bust. If you're getting outplayed by Thomas Booker. I mean, seriously, Philly fans, am I crazy? Am I a hater? The 13th overall piece, by the way, it's not his first year or even his second year. It's his 3rd year in the league.
That was his line. 12 snaps, nothing.
Meanwhile, every guy in the defense had a sack, for crying out loud.
I know.
Kobe Dean
Alex Hook had a sack.
Nolan, Bryce, Josh, Jalen. Every edge rusher got a sack. Oh, my God.
And then you watch Dexter Lawrence, and you look at him and you go, God, I just hope he's like 10% that guy.
Forget that, man. I don't even use that name when talking about Jordan Davis.
Can I tell you my favorite Eagle right now?
Wait, can I guess?
Yeah.
All right. Just tell me what side of the ball it's on. Defense,
no,
probably. Defense.
I'm not going to tell you.
Okay. All right, let me take a guess. Let me take a guess.
And then I want you to go back and reference what we talked about.
Sileo's favorite Eagle right now.
And what we talked about, and I want you to give it to me because our very first conversation.
Devonta Smith.
Tell the folks our first conversation. Sills, what do you make of the Devonta Smith draft choice?
All right, so let me give everybody the backstory. Ready? So
My first week.
We signed Big Sills, right?
April 27th.
Yeah, 4.5 years ago now. April 27th, like Big Sills just said, was his very first show. It's still to this day on YouTube. You can go and find it and look at how much the show has grown since then for all of
Not there.
Yeah.
There you go.
I unplugged my mic. For all the detractors, the show has exploded. But anyway, Big Sills comes on right after the NFL draft, and this is after Howie picked up Devonta Smith, and he's like,
Xander was producing.
Awful pick, wrong team. And I'm just getting started with this stuff, making thumbnails. I react to every comment like it's the last comment coming in. Like I was still getting my feet wet on the whole YouTube thing. And Big Sills ignited a reign of terror on our channel like I haven't seen.
I called him a shwimp.
You did. You called him a shwimp. You said it was the wrong pick, wrong player, wrong team, everything.
Yep. Now
I still don't know if you're wrong.
Here's a guy minus 2 yards, not a peep out of him.
Yeah.
Then you hear Nick do this. You should watch him in the blocking game when he's downfield. He's knocking guys out. He's getting in the way. He's doing all the dirty work. That guy doesn't say shit. Takes a pay cut, hometown discount, wants to be in Philly to retire as a Philadelphia Eagle, buys a small home. He has no ego whatsoever. He's a blue-collar mentality like his family. There's everything to love about that guy, his work ethic. And you name a fucking kicker, a captain over that guy, blow me.
Oh, well, all right. Now, because here, they always pick a special teams guy.
Fuck that shit. Well, let's break that rule. Let's break that rule.
No, I don't want. I mean, look, I don't
want a special teams guy.
So the more I learn about captains in the NFL, the more I think they're absolutely stupid. Remember, I come from a hockey background. When you get the captaincy in hockey,
it's sewn on your sweater.
It's a different ball. It's a different ballpark. I mean, these players, it means a lot to be a captain in hockey. That's what I grew up when I think of captains, right? I mean, even when I was young and I was playing AAA hockey as a kid, being a captain of those teams mattered. I mean, we had 1 year where we didn't name the captain until halfway through the year. We had different A's, and it wasn't until halfway through the year that we finally, they finally picked a captain. It was a big deal. Captains don't mean shit. I mean, A.J. Brown's up there. Devonta Smith's the dude who doesn't wear the C. Meanwhile, he doesn't make a peep about having -2 yards. A.J. gets 90 yards and a touchdown, and you beat a team by 25 points. And he, the touches, we want the ball too. Dude, you have 3,000 yards in 2 years.
And $35 million.
Right, and $35 million. What, like, where are you saying? Where has anybody said you're not getting the ball? You had one game where you destroyed an NFC East opponent by 25, and you're crying about targets? It's a
and
stupid comment, dude.
Both of us, by the way, most losers, like there's a certain group of people in here that are completely losers, but we thank you for the algorithm. I would say this is that it's not an indictment on the player. It's an indictment on the character. Okay? It's the character, like Slay. Slay's a good player.
I don't even want to indict AJ's character, honestly, because I think AJ's a good dude, honestly. I don't have a problem with him.
So you
and I said this morning, because I said this morning, John, like, I need to push back on John about this now that I'm thinking about it. John's like, you're calling AJ a diva. I'm like, I didn't even call AJ a diva. I said that comment was a diva comment.
Wow.
It was a selfish comment. It was nothing about the team winning the game. It was about making sure I get what I need to be a productive receiver and people talk about me in the NFL.
Come on, John.
Well, I just think it's funny. I mean, he made it seem like I called him a diva. I didn't even call him a diva. I said that was a diva moment for A.J. Brown. It was.
It absolutely was. I'll tell you something that I posted that I never do on Nick Sirianni. The Eagles posted something cool that stupid rah-rah speech, that Newt Rockney thing a week ago was fucking ridiculous.
Wait,
But,
let me rip my man Eduardo.
oh, wait a
Eduardo,
minute.
you're about to get ripped. Settle in. You're about to
Oh,
get
wait a minute.
ripped.
That thing they did for Barkley with him going over with that, sitting on the bench there and telling Barkley, hey, look, I found out you're just a couple yards away from your career. Do you want to stay in? And he goes, nah, that's all right. I'll tell you what, man, that kid Barkley's he's exceeded my expectations of what he is. I mean,
Yeah,
you know, John won't admit it, but I will. That guy's been an absolute impact football player on that team. There is no question. He may be the biggest impact player on that team, even more so than A.J. Brown. He has been sensational.
658 yards already rushing for
Incredible.
Saquon. I don't think there's any denying that he's
Nope.
been an absolute unit
Nope.
for the Philadelphia Eagles. Probably our best free agency signing since who? AJ wasn't really free agency. We signed and traded him.
Would you say Slay?
Probably Slay.
That was a
Probably
trade.
Slay.
That was a trade. Wait.
Slay was a trade, yep.
I mean, Reddick? Reddick
was a free agent. Yeah.
Reddick was a free agent. So was Barkley. I'm trying to think of some.
Yeah, Reddick was a good one. Reddick was a good one.
Hey, Chris Long.
I think T.O. is a little too long ago, but yeah.
But T.O. wasn't a free agent. Oh, yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was. Malcolm
was
Jenkins, was he? Did we get Malcolm? I thought we traded. We got him from the Saints. That's right. And then he went back there at the end of the year and the end of his career.
Like Eric Blunt is a good one.
Yeah, but that was it. Blunt was a different role, right, Como? I mean, he was, you know, he look, I loved him, but I don't think he is going to have quite the impact that that Barkley is having right now in Philly. But
you hear that rumor going around that Cooper Kupp in the Eagles?
The Eagles, Jalen Hurts can barely find Devonta Smith. What do we want Cooper Kupp?
They did cut Paris Campbell today, right?
Yeah, we did cut Paris Campbell. The greatness of Paris Campbell.
You don't think how we would bring Cooper Kupp?
No, Anais Smith is going to be back soon. The greatness of Anais Smith. Remember him?
Yeah, no hand Smith.
No hand Smith. I think that's what's going on. He'll be back. So I think that's what's going on there. I can text John and see what he thinks. But yeah, Eduardo, you might want to go and re-listen to the segment, dude. I know what I said, Eduardo. It was a diva comment and a dumb comment after your team blew the Giants off the page by 25 points. It was a dumb comment. I told you the player's great. In fact, our team is measly without him. We're 1-2 this year, averaging 17 points a game when he's not on the field. I know we need him.
How about Nick saying that you're a running team now? Yeah, he's. I think he's played fan base. I don't believe that. I don't believe it at all. I mean, I said that this morning, and John laughed at me again. And I'm having so much. I got to be honest. I am having so much fun with John right now. I am almost just poking the beast at every turn. The Eagles are just a content machine. They're a content machine. And somebody commented today, "Oh, the media blows everything up." I'm like, yeah, this YouTube channel is the reason the Eagles have problems. Yeah. Give me a break. I mean, it's very flattering, but come on, man, give me a break. Yeah, no, you're right though. They are. How about this? Look at KCA, 50 passing attempts incoming against the Bengals. Dude, you'll lose by 14 if you do that. 50. Hey, believe me, I made a comment to you. Two last ones here, Zander, and then we'll read the super chats. Do you think that Barkley has now forced the hand of management and the coaching staff to make them have to hand the ball off more? Because, dude, can you imagine a Monday if Barkley had 6 carries and Hurts had 37 passes and he had 2 more picks and they fucking lose? People would be going, what are you doing? You have the leading running back in the league next. It's Derrick Henry and him for the best backs in the game right now. And you're fucking going away from him. So I say this to you. Do you think he's forced their hand to force them into being a running team? They're second in the league right now. Wait. You're like 15th in passing. That makes so much sense that the Eagles won't do it because common sense sometimes. But listen. Wait a second. And this is my point about AJ because look at Spike. Sensitive Zander crying about AJ.
Oh, okay, okay,
Spike,
Spike.
you really value yourself
Wait, so
really
Spike,
highly.
so AJ comes on after the game and cries about the targets there and says, "Hey, we want, it'd be nice if we got the ball every once in a
I
while
want to get
too."
fed.
Okay, you think he's not saying that right now in team meetings?
Oh,
So when they
absolutely.
do come out and throw for 50 times, you'll know that they have a whole organization of people who can't upset AJ Brown and Devonta. I don't think it's even Devonta, but upset AJ Brown and his $35 million salary because they didn't get him enough targets. They're not going to be a running team, Sills. They're not going to do what makes common sense approach. Run the football. Let your quarterback develop. Let him learn how to be a play caller at the line of scrimmage. Let him learn how to read defenses. Do the things that make his life easier so that he can be a better quarterback. It's common knowledge. It's easy. It's common sense. They're not going to do that. They're going to come out and throw the ball all over the yard.
That's right, because then they're going to turn around and act like fucking Prince, stupid. So I get it. I mean, hey, I totally get it. Let's get to the super chats, my friend.
All right, let's do it. I love it. Was tongue in cheek, Spike says.
Oh, God.
Spike,
Hey, Spike,
it wasn't tongue in cheek. Go and listen to it, Spike.
Relax.
There was truth in that.
Spike,
AJ
relax.
Brown was pissed that he didn't get more targets.
Relax.
He had 90 yards and a touchdown.
People so sensitive. Not like me.
Anthony,
Anthony, thank you, brother.
Yeah, man.
That's cool.
Dope. Appreciate you, Anthony. I think he was upset with some of my takes. That's all right, man. We're gonna have different opinions. Appreciate you, brother.
Come on, Anthony.
He says Nolan Smith looks better than Davis now. It's true.
He does.
It's true.
Hey,
it's true,
hey,
man.
wait a minute, Zander. Let's rank the Georgia guys.
Okay, I'll do that.
Dean, no Carter.
No, not Dean. Dean.
Yeah.
Oh my
Carter.
God.
Holy Carter, Dean,
I don't even need
Smith.
to write it. I know mine.
Hold on. Okay, I got Carter, Dean, Smith, Davis.
Can you? All right, look, I know we're being hard on Jordan Davis right now, but he has done more than Nolan Smith has.
Oh my God.
Nolan Smith has showed up as an NFL player for 2 games.
Well,
2 games.
Who said Davis has showed up for any game? Who said Jordan? Hold on here. Let's see here. Let's see.
I think your ranking is the right one.
Nolan Smith has 15 tackles. Who did I say? Let's see here. Yeah, Nolan Smith has 15 tackles. And where the hell is Jordan Davis? Where the hell is Jordan Davis? Surely he's on this. Oh, here he is. He has 9. Hey, look. Nolan Smith has 2 sacks and 15 tackles. The greatness of Jordan Davis has 9 tackles and a sack.
Oh, wait, so let me just give everybody. I just got a text from Eric Allen. All my haters in the chat. Love it, right? LJ. Eric Allen says, please send me the link to that interview. I had a really good time.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Love it.
I love him, man. I'm going to make it. By the way, now he'll be a mainstay on this bitch.
Yeah, man. That was a great interview.
Plus, he works for the Raiders.
Sorry, a little business on the air, but he got to text Eric Allen back.
Yeah. Sorry, for the channel and for you guys here, we're going to make Eric Allen part of the channel so that you could come aboard here and have not just.
All right,
so
let's get through these super chats. I got some work to do on the other side.
Hey, how about this here? Hang on here. We're going to have Angelo Cataldi now as a mainstay, Gary Cobb as a mainstay, and now we're going to have Eric Allen as a mainstay. Fuck Seth Joyner. I don't need him. How you doing? Go ahead, Zander.
Agreed.
Hit the supers.
Good stuff. LJ says go play in traffic. LJ, I could dodge them cars better than you, bro. I'll tell you that.
Just tell LJ to keep posting for the algorithm.
No, I'll say this to LJ because LJ's got to up his game. He used to actually be kind of a good troller, Like he used to say a couple things here and there. He'd be like, "Oh, that's pretty funny, pretty good." He sucks now. He's not even a good troller. I mean, A-Track is better than him.
He is.
I mean, LJ's got to pick up his game. LJ, if you're going to be the troll of the chat, you're supposed to be a good troller. You're not very good at it. So maybe get back in the lab and figure it out.
Can you imagine a dude chasing a guy around for 4 hours? Homie, I'm going to ask you something. Do you have a picture in your bed next to me? Or do you have a picture of me in your bed when you lay down and jerk off to me? Is that what you do? Come on, guy. You're really, really kind of weird here, man. Man, Go ahead, Xander. I apologize.
Prince
I
says, Sills,
digress.
lean forward, bro. Your sagging boobs are in the camera. My guy, Victoria's Secret.
You know what happens? You know what happens, Prince, when you're a 550-pound or 600-pound bencher, and after a while you get a little old because you don't have the same kind of power that once you did, and you're kind of injured a little bit. You should try it, son. Do something in your life. Move on.
That's a suspect comment from Prince. I'll say that. That's an interesting comment.
Again, too. Both Prince and that LJ guy, pick your game up. You fucking suck today.
Yeah, that's a little weird comment there, really, Prince. Prince, you might need to get back to the drawing board too, bro. You've been off all day. Bird Gang says Xander trying his best to be Sills, and it looks pitiful. Making something out of nothing.
I don't think that's okay. Xander disagrees with me quite a bit.
Yeah, I do. But listen, if that's what people, every time now you criticize the Eagles, people call it a Sills. It's great for you. I mean, you're living rent free in the heads of everybody. Anytime someone criticizes the team, they're Sileo-ized. It's pretty hilarious, honestly.
It is, actually.
All Eagle says Booker is a better pass rusher. Giants had to pass. Yeah.
He is a better pass rusher, and that's why that guy's playing more reps right now.
Yeah, which is still an indictment, Bald, on Jordan Davis.
Absolutely.
I get it. It's not his role.
You can't be the 13th pick in a rotation piece.
Exactly. Anthony Wilson says, listen, Hurts not playing well, but Mayfield, Purdy, and Stroud all struggle without their top playmakers this weekend. Keep that same energy. I mean, I think it's a fair point, but you got to be ready then to have the conversation that Jalen's just not elite.
So wait a minute. You're comparing Baker Mayfield, Purdy, Stroud is a rookie to Jalen Hurts, who has $50 million in the bank. There's only one guy that's making $50 million. Mayfield's a 30. Purdy's making $900,000, and Stroud's a rookie, and your guy makes $51 million. Okay, sure. Move on. I mean, give me a break, guy.
I love the chat, bro. They are some funny ass people, bro. Some of you people are actually hilarious. You guys have a career in comedy if you wanted it. Kimberly says it's not the end, but it's certainly not the beginning with Hurts. I think, is that what she means? Not the beginning with Hurts. Yeah. Well, it's not the end. No, definitely not. Yeah.
Kimberly, to your point, he's trending down. He's trending down as a player. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's true. Bald Eagle says Henry will break Dean. Dean has tackled him with one arm in his rookie year. What are you saying? All right.
Yeah.
Bald Eagle.
Dude, come on. Derrick Henry last night.
Dude, Derrick Henry is a beast, bro.
Dude,
I mean, come on.
Do you think he's the best? You think he's the best player Nick Saban had in his time at Alabama?
I'll tell you what, boy, you've been critical of Alabama players. There's a lot of Bama players in the league right now making plays left and right. Marlon Humphrey, 2 picks last night. Brian Branch and Detroit.
No, No. I thought I was critical of Georgia guys.
No. Oh, come on. Every time I tell you Bama's great, you're like, how many Hall of Famers do you have?
No,
like, you can't be in the Hall of Fame and you're still playing.
No, how many fucking All-Pros do you have from Bama?
There's a lot.
Who?
There's a lot coming up right now.
Oh, coming up. Okay, Patrick Surtain's one for sure.
Minka Fitzpatrick's one. Brian Branch is going to be one this year. That dude last night with 2 interceptions is probably going to be one. Marlon Humphrey, by the way, who's been a lockdown player with them since he's been drafted.
Right,
I mean, there's a lot of good Bama guys in the league.
Fucking enough. Move on. Let's go here. Okay,
I mean, I can keep going too if you want me to.
Oh well, I can keep going about Hall of Fame too if you want to do that.
All right. Let's see how it all shakes out in the end.
Oh no. You don't have any Hall of Famers. I have one every year. Go ahead.
I know, but that's because the era of you is in the past now. Once we're 30 years in the future, there's going to be a lot more Bama Hall of Famers.
He just retired a year ago. Frank's going in. Vince Wilfork's going in. Reggie Wayne's going in. How you doing? Go ahead. God, I'm here to help. Go ahead, super chat. Come on, let's go.
We're done. Guy. We got them all.
All right, we got them all. Oh, wait a minute.
We got them all.
Wait a minute. I want you to do me a favor.
Oh, wait, we got one more. No, there's new ones. We need the journalist with the unforgiving pen.
That ain't Paul Domowitz.
Or the talk show host with the unforgiving microphone. Michael.
Yeah, that's because I'm not a journalist. I'm never been one.
I'm not either, and never would
journalists
I ever want to be one.
Okay.
John says, Sills Chase scare me. If they play off the ball, he's been known for 65-yard touchdowns on short routes. Also, what do you think is Burrow's game plan? It's a good question, and it's a good concern, John.
Crossing routes. Oh, my God. This is a favorite. I love that. Sills is a menace. I've always been a menace on and off the field, bitch. I've always been a menace. Hey, I want you to do me a favor right now. One last thing I want you to do, Zander Krause.
What's that?
Last thing. I want you to write down your 10 best quarterbacks right now.
No, you got to be kidding me. Right now?
Yeah, I'm going to give you mine.
All right, wait, I can do this because my list has changed drastically.
Okay. By the way, guys, please keep hitting the like button. You guys have been great. Thank you guys so much. You guys have been spectacular. Where are we on that?
Are you putting Mahomes number one?
No.
I just have such a hard time.
No, I'm not. No. Okay. This is 24, dude. This is not.
I hear you.
Okay, this is not. No.
Yeah, well, you talk about things that have staying power. Super Bowl rings have some staying power. Losing in the Super Bowl, no staying power. I agree. No, 3 in 6 years or whatever it is, that's got some staying power.
Yeah, I don't care. Yeah, I don't care. Sills, would you trade for Kupp? No. So we're going to have a $30 million wide receiver, $25 million wide receiver. Get this, Cosmo. You know how dumb that rumor is? Think about it, Cosmo. You're going to have a $35 million wide receiver, a $25 million wide receiver, and a $28 million wide receiver, and you're going to have the head coach go on WIP and go, "We're a running team."
That was.
I mean,
that was pretty funny when he said that today.
Of course it is, because he's a dope. You ready?
I got 6. I got my 6 down. I'll get through the rest. You want to give me yours?
Yeah, here's my 10.
Okay.
I am going to stick with Jaden Daniels at number 10 for his body of work this year.
That. That's pretty good. 10's good for him.
This is going to shock you. I got Kyler Murray at 9.
Ooh, that's a little high for me, but
dude.
Okay.
He's
okay.
I mean, he's playing really good ball, man.
He is. He's playing better. I mean, he's still. Did you see that one? You don't know the full play, but did you see that one play yesterday where Marvin Harrison had a double move and the dude is just literally there's no one within 20 yards of him.
That guy Marvin Harrison Jr. is some ball player.
Yeah, St. Joe's prep guy.
Let me say this to you: I messed up with him on the Heisman stuff a year ago. He was unbelievable. I got Sam Darnold at number 8.
Okay.
I got Joe Burrow number 7.
All right, I got Burrow a little higher than that. Joe Burrow's playing pretty good football right now, dude.
I got Stroud 6.
Okay.
I got Jordan Love 5. I've got Josh Allen 4. I've got Patrick Mahomes 3. Dude, I can't believe I'm going to say this. I got Jared Goff number 2.
Yeah, Jared Goff's in my top 5.
And I got Lamar Jackson, Baltimore, number 1. Those are my top 10.
All right. See, I might have messed up my list a little bit because I did it so damn quick, but I do have 10 here. I might have to swap him out.
Go ahead. Take your time here with that.
All right. Well, give me a second.
Here, let me read it again. Daniels 10, Murray 9, Darnold 8, Joe Burrow 7, probably a little low. CJ Stroud 6. You could probably flip that. Jordan, you could probably flip 5, 6, and 7. Jordan Love, Green Bay 5. Josh Allen 4. Patrick Mahomes 3. Jared Goff 2. Lamar Jackson 1. I got Jalen Hurts at number 20.
All right, well, I only did 10, so Jalen's not on mine. He's not on my 10.
I just threw him in at 20.
Jay checks in. Jay wants to see Hurts in the top 10. He says this is a clown show if you don't have Hurts in the top 10. Come on,
in the top 20. He's 20th.
Hurts hasn't been a top 10 quarterback this year. You know that.
He hasn't been a top 10 quarterback in a year and a half.
All right, so there's one name on mine I want to change out. The rest I feel pretty good about. And you tell me what I'll probably do it. I'd be open to move them. 10, I have Darnold.
Okay.
All right. 9 is the one I want to change out. I got Purdy right now, and I think I should probably change him out for Kyler Murray or someone like that.
That was my other guy from him. It was Purdy or
I think Purdy's fallen off a little bit in the last couple of weeks.
By the way, Murray has beaten Purdy this year.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so we can scratch. I'll scratch Purdy and put Murray there for now. I think. All right, I'm fine with that. Number 8, I have Jordan Love. Number 7, I have Jaden Daniels. Number 6, I have CJ Stroud. Number 5, I have Jared Goff. Number 4, I have Joe Burrow. Number 3, I have Patrick Mahomes. Number 2, Lamar Jackson. Number 1, Josh Allen.
Wow. You got Allen over Lamar.
Dude, I don't think people realize what Josh Allen's doing right now.
I know, no turnovers.
The dude is, I mean, the guy is playing unreal football.
I know.
Right now.
Dude,
he's got 1,500 yards, 12 touchdowns, no interceptions, and 108 quarterback rating. The dude is playing unreal football. Like, you don't have to like Sileo. You can hate on Sileo. I like good football.
No stars.
Josh Allen's playing unreal football right now.
Remember, everybody in here said that Josh Allen would struggle without Stephon Diggs?
Let's look at Lucius's list here. Yeah, and you're right, by the way. Goff won. I'm not ready to go there because I think you could make the case, though.
Hey, Lucius, the last 3 games, he's got 150 quarterback rating. You're not that off.
Sills, he's on a tear, dude.
I think it's 8 or 7 touchdowns and no picks in the last 3.
Unbelievable what he's doing right now. Lamar 2 is good. 3 Allen, good. 4 Stroud, Mahomes, Love, Burrow, Murray, Daniels, Darnold. That's a pretty good list.
Yeah.
Lucius, good list right there.
That's a good list right there. Hey, let's look at Samuel here too. Let's see here. Lamar, Goff, Allen, Mahomes, Daniels, Jordan, Burrow, CJ Stroud. Come on, man. Sam Darnold. 1 start, you putting Russell Wilson in. Any list without Hurts on it in the top 10 is a good list.
I have no problem with this list other than Russell Wilson. I think he's got to do a little bit more than that.
Yeah. Russell Wilson. Right.
If anybody else put a top 10 in, I'll look at it. I don't think anybody did, though.
That's good. I got my top 10 NFL teams. I'm going to do that next in my MVP. Zander, you better tell John, man. They're a running team. Hey, they're a running team.
Right. How much should I come into tomorrow's show stirring the pot? Because some of Birds 365 Nation is a little upset with me. They like that when I sit back and let John go a little bit more.
Well, here, ask John how many passing attempts he thinks they're going to do. Since the last 2 games, they've had only 39.
I already know what his answer is going to be. That. Tell me if they're winning in the second half, and I'll tell you what the run-pass ratio is. That's
okay. Well, that means then their best player is taking the game over, which is their running back. Dude, the running back has had more attempts rushing than Jalen has had attempts passing in the last 2 games. Has he? In the last 3 games, has he not?
No, he has.
Jalen had 14 attempts. Hey, he had 14 attempts. That's like a quarterback from Vandy. Well, not this kid. That guy that beat you guys. Holy shit. A bunch of bookworms beat Alabama this year. Guys who are good usually at a spelling bee beat Alabama. Holy shit.
I'm back over into the comments section. Zander is Sills 2.0. Oh my gosh, Sileo. Oh my Lord.
How could you let a spelling bee football team beat you guys at Alabama? How could that in my lifetime? I can't remember Alabama losing to a team that was led by a guy who won the spelling bee contest. I mean, shit, dude. You got guys who were on there that participated in punt, pass, and kick. Holy shit, dude. Vanderbilt is like Alabama's C team.
Dude, DeBoer is a bust.
He is.
And what do you want? What do you want, dude?
Oh, wait a minute.
Can I just say this, though? Because I love Alabama.
I bet you Nick comes back.
I might be a bigger Alabama fan than anything.
I bet you Nick comes back.
No, he's not going to come back. He's loving his media life right now, dude. It's easy. He's working a couple days a week. Dude's got it at his house down in Jupiter. He's golfing. Everybody loves him.
$6 million on game day.
Everybody loves him. I mean, come on. It's way different for Nick right now. But here's what I'll say. When you have a coach as great as Nick Saban, it's a blessing and a curse once they leave, because you will never duplicate what they were able to do. And you'll watch the Patriots go through that right now with Bill Belichick on. You watched the Miami Hurricanes go through it when Jimmy Johnson left. You watched the Cowboys go through it when Jerry Jones has come into power. You don't replace greatness at that level ever. So the unfortunate reality conversation I've had with myself is that Alabama is probably going to suck for the better part of the next 20 years.
You know what? I hate to tell you this because I had to deal with it.
I know.
When I was with my wife, we just got together. We started losing some games. This was like 20 some odd years ago. I looked at my wife said this to me. My wife was the producer of my show during my radio career. She goes, "What do you think University of Miami is going to do what you guys did?" And I went, "Yeah, they're going to continue doing that." She's like, "Good luck." It's been 22 years later. I've had one 10-win team.
I know. Boy, I hope we can manage it a little bit better than you. And I think
Me
we
too.
probably will have the chance to with the NIL, right? I mean,
Because of and the SEC.
yeah, and the SEC and some of those things. But
That's the thing that
no, I
hurts.
mean, look, I think that's the brutal truth with Bama right now is, you lost Nick Saban. Like all of our expectations for that team for Bama fans is shattered.
Look at this guy here. So Jimmy Johnson left two organizations
Oh my God, what a stupid take that is.
Am I mistaken here, Samuel, that didn't Barry Switzer, who never coached pro football, take over for Jimmy and they won a Super Bowl? Did you forget that?
Sills, how many titles did Jimmy Johnson win, both in the NFL and college?
Well, here, he won one as a player at Arkansas. He won one as a college football coach, but remember, he only stayed 5 years at all places. Right. But every year but one, he played for the national title. And then he won 2 Super Bowls and was credited with building that third one. And Barry, you heard Barry on the program go.
Yeah.
He walked into Jerry Jones's office and said this: "How could you two guys fuck this up? How could you two guys fuck this thing up?" And he went on, he goes, "My number one job was to stay out of the way."
Yeah.
And that's how they won that Super Bowl. Just remember that. Leaving him in ruin. And by the way, Dave Wannstedt went on to win 54 games in 5 years and the last coach to win a playoff game for the
Dolphins. I don't think Samuel meant how that came across. He says not because Jimmy was bad, but because Jerry couldn't recover. Okay. Well, that's a different take, than how it sounded.
Yeah. Absolutely. Samuel, he's never been the personnel guy that Jimmy was. Absolutely. Zander, I've kept you on long enough, man. Absolutely great stuff. Hit the like button. Zander, where are we on that like list right now?
Let me check it out for everybody.
By the way, you guys have been great with the super chats, and we
306, man. That's love. Appreciate everybody, man. 306. That's tremendous.
Very good. Let's see if we can get that bad puppy up to 350 by the top.
Yes, I've been telling everybody real quick. I'll say it on the way out. I've been telling everybody. Apparently, the likes matter more in the first 10 minutes of the show. This is new YouTube data I have been given. So the first 10 minutes when you guys check in, whether you watch it after or live, smash that like button. Should we rip through we got a couple more supers. You want to rip through them?
Yeah, let's do it.
Bird Gang says, Zander thinking we're listening to Birds 365 because of him is laughable. We're only on JAKIB because this is where John is. Bird, I know that. I know that show is for John.
By the way, that's fantastic. You're not going to like everybody. That's what
and I'm fine with that. People do check in for John.
By the way, Zander, that's called versatility on your network.
Unlike I mean, Bird, you want me to just sit there and fucking hum and mum and let John talk for 2 hours, dude? Or do you want to create some fodder? I mean, come on, Bird Gang. But I get it. I know you're not there for me. I've never professed to think you were there for me. And then for those who are, I appreciate them too. AJ Crickets broke those records and checked out.
Yeah. I love Kimbo. I do.
He sells his Prince a certified jerk train. I don't even know what that means.
Prince, I have a love-hate relationship with that dude. I don't know. Sometimes I like him, sometimes I don't. I'm good. I'm 90% of the time I think I'm all right with him.
Yeah, Prince took a little too many L's today for me.
Yeah, too many L's, man. I tell you what. Hey, Prince, I'm going to tell you a couple of the 3 things here, all right? All right. You think Garrett or Crosby get moved? Well, the Browns need a quarterback. And
the Browns are entering.
Raiders need a quarterback.
Both of those are entering rebuild mode. That's why I think it's possible.
Yeah, because you know why? You're going to need first-round draft choices to move up. Okay, you're going to want to tank the season, if I'm the Browns, dude, don't you lose the rest of your games? Don't you just lose the rest of them? And then get a rookie on a rookie contract.
Yeah, right.
Eat that money that you have and you blow the guy out and you just pay the guy to go away.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, LJ says Xander's balding like crazy. LJ, it's sad but true, man. It really is. I mean, I can't ever go full Sills and do the slick back like Sills. I think I'm gonna be bald by the time I'm 35.
LJ has to be a chick.
He might be.
He has
you know what? Wait, I'll tell you. You know what the story is with LJ?
Tell me, please, because
he's a Canadian. He's from
Canadian?
Canada.
He's a Canadian.
So. He dropped a super chat one time and it was Canadian dollars. And I'm like, that explains LJ. No, Canadians are all fuddy-duddies like that.
Oh my God, he's a Canadian. Holy cow, he's a wormy Canadian. Eh?
He's a Canadian.
Hey, it should be LJ. Eh?
Yeah, Flex agreed. Flex, I get a lot of that, man. People worried about my appearance. I'm like, yo, dude, it's all good, man. Just listen to the content and tell me if you like it or don't. I mean, what the hell?
Actually, he's taller than you think.
Would you swap AJ for DK?
No.
I wouldn't either. I like AJ Brown better than DK.
Nope.
Eagles all day says, I like everybody on JAKIB. Appreciate it, bro.
Look at that. Thank you very much, Eagle.
I think we got all of them now.
All right, let's get the hell out of here, man.
All right, I got some work to do. Everybody, stay tuned on the channel tonight. I will be posting up clips from the show. Eric Allen, obviously, coming up first. What a great interview
you're gonna clip some sound bites from the interview. Okay.
Wait. Are you talking about
No, that's just between me and you here. No. Go ahead. I want you to make sure you get the Eric Allen. I wouldn't want you to.
Sileo
I don't want you to blow silver anyway. But hey, don't worry about it.
This morning, I'm on Z time, Big Sills. No, but I did. By the way, just real quick, business on the air. I did look for it, Sills. I can't find that specific bite. I got to listen to the whole interview again. I'll listen to it.
All right, man. Xander, we'll catch you on Birds 365 in the morning.
Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it. Great show, Sills. Catch you tomorrow, brother.
Hit the like button. We'll give you my top 10 NFL teams and also my MVP race. Big Sills has a vote. How you doing? Hit the like button. Keep it here, National Football Show.
If you missed any of today's show on the JAKIB Media channel, listen to the podcast on your way home. Available on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify.